Needs a big event here, Bish. He's not the biggest man. In fact, he's the lightest man in the final. But he's got a big heart, and he is a very good squatter. He will not want to let himself down here. Shoney just touching the pads. He's got to be careful. Some guys actually use it almost like a ricochet, a bounce. And he's being quite slow. Oh, he got warned there from Magnus Bear for just touching one side. You can't do that.
7 to beat. Not allowed that one.
Yeah, that was a clear miss. Bad mistake.
That would have cost him energy. That one good, though. Has to maintain his focus. Well, I don't know about that. Not allowed, he's going to drop it. And he's out the way. Well, he manages 5. Well, what happened there, Colin?
2 disallowed. I mean, he did 7 reps. Only just missed 2 of them. That's how close. Goodness. Some people drop in, others are very... Feel the padding. Now, Luke Stoltman. Big legs.
Being watched by his brother and by Bish.
Very narrow squatter, narrow stance. Of course, that's come from his bodybuilding years, where they really go slowly up and down. That's how he's built those enormous quads. Ooh! Almost missed there as well. There we go, getting a little bit of a bounce on there. If you can time it just right, you can hit the pad and get a kick back up again.
Well, he did then. Let's see if he's doing it again.
Yep. He's hitting the rhythm for sure.
It's taking him a little time to get used to this, hasn't it?
This is such a crushing weight. It's off.
Well, the tongue came out, signalling the end of the event.
As ever.
The Luke Stoltman manages 5, same as Bish.
I think he can finish happy there. He did 5 reps. He was good for 5 reps and no more. He was beaten by the weight. Bish, of course, his 2 were disallowed, and that's why he's drawn with Luke here. Yeah, he was absolutely beaten by the weight. There was no mistiming, no quick.
Tom, I've learned a little something there.
I mean, you just wonder how a man so tall can squat. He's not exactly a squat figure, you know. He's very long and lean, but he's tough. Goodness.
It's a long way to go for him.
Isn't it? Just those long thigh bones. Don't exactly fit in a sports car. This is very impressive for a man over 6'8" tall. Well, he might not have been renowned for his squatting before, but he is now. Raki wants them just to help him back in. He's had enough.
Well, very good there from Stoltman. 6'8".
What about 6'6" now after that crushing weight?
Well, both Stoltmans and onto Hafthor.
Julius Bjornsson.
The mountain. Of course, he is the strongest man in the world.
Well, for a little bit longer anyway, we shall see. Brian's got a keen eye on it. Now, he's done a powerlifting contest for the first time recently. Look at that. He's well in control, comfortable with the weight, but he got a little goofy there.
Oh.
Almost too comfortable. Lent too far forward. He's got to respect the weight, Hafthor.
Now, that slight stagger only serving to remind him to keep his composure. 4 reps so far, 7 to beat.
You've got to remember, this just does not act like a normal bar with weights on it in a gym. The ends do not spin.
Well, he's... Oh! Wow. No need to make a fuss.
If he's not going to win, he's going to wreck the place.
Now,
I think he was just feeling faint there. A little bit of a near blackout, and he bailed.
wow.
You see what's underneath the T-shirt? This tight suit just keeps all of their, for want of a better word, their guts tight in to keep their back protected, because when you stagger forward like he did, you could really do yourself an injury. And that can cause a little bit of winding.
World's strongest man winner.
Now, four-time world's strongest man. Again, nipping at the heels of Pudzianowski. Looking to equal that today.
Yes, he wants to be known as the greatest of all time, Brian Shaw, and boy, oh boy, does he slowly find depth. He too looks totally in control. He's shouting to his friend there, help me out. How close am I to the bottom? Because it's such a crushing weight, they can't feel the pads necessarily.
Just maintaining that balance is hard enough. But look at this, very, very strong performance, measured.
Well, this is considerably heavier than 2 years ago when he last did it, and he ran out of time. Well, 60 seconds he squatted for.
Well, it's this to take the lead, and it's his.
How much more then, Brian Shaw? Keeps him going slow and steady. Oh, he just rocked forward there.
Oh, starting to wobble, and down it goes. Well, 8 reps for Brian Shaw. Puts him in the lead so far, sends a message to Lissis and Kieliszkowski, but look, I wonder where he's off to.
Your new leader in the squat lift with 8 reps.
About to take out the hoarding, I think. So much pressure on these guys.
Yeah, and from the look of it, like Hafthor, experience just let him know he was soon to black out, enough was enough. And he's with Eddie now.
We'll find.
Thanks very much. And has he left the door open for Lissis to walk through?
Well, Lissis has world records in certain squat movements. Let's see if he can do it in this circus barbell.
I get the feeling he's going a little too fast.
It's very explosive, though. He almost needs that to hit the bottom and fire out of it. It's just how his body is. He's not a huge man like Shaw or Bjornsson.
Oh, that was wrong. Look at this. 7 reps.
If he stays in that groove, there's a couple more here, perhaps.
Well, he's good. 9. So he takes the lead. Shaw was right. He did perhaps leave that door open, and he knows it.
Yeah, and he's come rushing through. Lissis, 1 rep ahead of Shaw. Now I wonder whether he knows Kieliszkowski isn't as good a squatter, because he stopped there. He stopped at 9, 1 ahead of Shaw.
Your new leader in the squat.
I hope they've met.
A few slaps just to wake him up to the job. He's been brilliant in the first 2 events. A little consoling there from Brian's wee boy. As Kieliszkowski gets on with the job. Oh, he looks a little shaky in the core.
Yes, it's unusual to see anything other than confidence on his face.
Nice. He too has now gotten the groove. He's using the bounce well. He's gambled and it's working. If you hit one of those sides before the other, though, this could go very badly wrong.
Up to 7. Oh, you can see the effort on his face.
The more you drop, the more you'll get out of it. Ooh, he got it wrong there.
This could be the end of that, and it is. 7 reps for Kieliszkowski.
With 7 reps in the squat lift.
He smiles so rarely anyway.
Kieliszkowski.
I think he'll be pretty happy with that, you know.
He's not, he's never happy.
I think that's ecstatic.
Well, when I say he's never happy, what I mean is he is his own worst critic. He can never do well enough for himself. And all of that means that Lissis...
Martins Litti.
Yes, you just said that.